Welcome to Workplace Psychology with Dr. Martha Greidick. I'm Dr. Martha Greidick. This podcast examines a wide variety of work-related issues through the lens of industrial and organizational psychology. And while many of the topics discussed here may be seen as intended for white-collar employees and their employers, in reality, the ideas presented here are applicable across organizations and industries. Additionally, many of the topics discussed here may be applicable outside of the workplace. I encourage you to examine what's presented here, apply what makes sense to you, and simply discard the rest. Greetings everyone, Dr. Greidick here. A quick reminder that my new book, The Stress Solution, is now available on Amazon. I encourage everyone to check it out. The link for it is in the description below. Look, we all have stress. Stress is not something that we can avoid or eliminate altogether. The key to your success when it comes to dealing with stress and its effects, it all comes down to how well you manage the stress in your life, how effective you are with your stress management efforts. This book, The Stress Solution, is all about mastering stress management. It's about learning the types of skills that will be with you for the rest of your life's journey, the types of skills that can be applied throughout your lifetime. As situations change, as things change, you can always rely on that which you've mastered. So check out The Stress Solution. It's a great opportunity for you to finally master effective stress management. It's great for you. It's a great gift idea. Check out the link below. It's now available on Amazon. I highly recommend that you give it a look. It is no secret that the workplace experience changes with the passage of time. In recent years, we have seen some big changes come our way as a result of the pandemic. One of those big changes included working remotely. Many people ended up working remotely because of the pandemic, and some of them continue to do so. One of the other big changes that we are seeing currently are changes associated to AI. As technology continues to advance, there are things that are being introduced into the workplace, such as AI, that we can certainly expect to continue being part of the workplace experience. Many speculate about the nature of our relationship with AI and what it means to our own experiences as this technology continues to grow and advance. And while we can expect, as AI grows and continues to advance, it will likely continue to take over some of our tasks. But one of the fears that seems to be out there is this complete takeover by AI, in the sense that it will replace employees, leaving them unemployed. The reality of AI, such as it is today and will be into the near future, is that it's more of a tool, something that complements our efforts as humans within the workplace, rather than something that is here to take our jobs. The other big contribution of technology in general and the advancement of technology is our ability to continue to work remotely. Advancements in technologies have made it possible for the remote employee to have a more seamless experience. Beyond technological trends, what we're also seeing within the workplace are trends associated with cultural changes. Of course, I'm talking about organizational culture. Recent years have increased the focus on inclusion and diversity at the workplace. We are truly realizing the benefits of increasing diversity and focusing on inclusion at the organization. And there's plenty of research to back up the optimism for such changes. Something else to pay attention to are the shifts in working habits and things such as flexible schedules and work arrangements. Don't let the term trends be misleading. These are not things that are fleeting. These are things that are going to be with us as we move into the future. These will continue to be part of the workplace experience. I bring these things to your attention whether you are an employer or an employee, because it's important to know what to expect in that workplace experience and what to expect as part of a successful workplace experience. When you put all of this together, one of the other important things to consider is the critical need for continued learning as an organization and as an individual. It's absolutely critical that you're able to continue to learn new things and be flexible so that you can embrace and work within new technologies, new experiences, and new parameters. Of course, with adaptability also comes emotional intelligence. And again, this is not only at the individual level, but also at the organizational level. So what that means is that organizations will do well to focus on continued education and continued development for their employees. But it also means that individual employees have to take the responsibility for their own learning and advancements within the organization. Don't wait for the organization to make the first move. As is often the case with change, there will be some challenges. Many of those in management already understand the importance of being able to successfully manage a diverse team, a team that spans across generations, and teams that include both in-person and virtual or remote employees. All of those will continue to be part of the reality of management, which means in order for management to be effective and successful, managers absolutely have to continue to hone their skills in all of those areas. As technology continues to be part of the workplace experience, not only do we all have to continue learning so that we keep up with the technology that is being used within an organization, but we also have to consider the right balance between technology and the human experience or the human touch. That can be challenging, especially as new technologies are introduced at the pace that we're experiencing right now and will no doubt experience into the future. So what does this all mean? What it comes down to is that it's in everybody's best interest, both at the organizational level and at the individual level, to understand what is not only trending now, but what is coming in the future when we look at the workplace and the workplace experience. The work landscape is changing. This is nothing new. It has been the case all along, and it will continue to change. So as an organization, you have to think in terms of keeping up with those changes in order to be successful. But as an individual, you have the same responsibility. keep in mind that this is more than just responsibilities, it's also opportunities. As this episode comes to an end, let's review what was discussed. As is the case with everything else in life, the workplace goes through changes as well. And there have been plenty of changes throughout history. One of the biggest recent events that has led to many changes at the workplace, of course, was the pandemic. But beyond the pandemic, what we've seen are advancements in technology, AI, automation, remote work. All of those are things that are not only with us today, but will continue to move along with us into the future. And our success depends on being able to adapt and use these changes to our advantage. We've also seen trends in organizational culture changes. As we give more focus to diversity and inclusion, we'll have to pay attention to management styles and more successful and effective ways of managing teams. There is no escaping the need for continued learning and development, both for individual employees and for the organization as a whole. Of course, there's always a need to find just the right balance between humanity and technology, or even AI. As the week unfolds, I encourage you to think about some of the trends that you are seeing within your workplace and within your own industry. What are you seeing as trends of today, and where do you think those might be going into the near future? Think about what was discussed in today's episode and how it plays out in your own workplace. This is as important for individual employees as it is for the organization as a whole. And of course, whether or not you're in management, you have an equal responsibility and of course opportunity to keep up with the trends as you move into the future within your workplace and workplace experience. For those of you who experience this podcast in an audio-only version, I invite you to check out my YouTube channel, Stress Free with Dr. G, where you can find the video version of the podcast. In addition to the video version of the podcast, you can also find videos that focus on stress management. So I encourage you to check out Stress Free with Dr. G on YouTube. The link for that is in the description below. Thank you for joining me today. Please subscribe to this podcast. I look forward to seeing you here again next time. Until then, I wish you joy and well-being.